Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, share this video far and wide, and turn on notifications so you never miss the stories shaking South Africa. Tonight we bring you a tale straight out of Alexandra, Johannesburg, where tension, politics, and street activism collided in a dramatic showdown that has tongues wagging and the nation watching closely. The EFF Gauteng chair found himself face to face with Operation Dudula members at the Alex police station in what many are calling one of the most explosive political encounters of the year. It all began with murmurs earlier in the day that Operation Dudula members were planning to stage a presence around the police station, pressing for action against what they claim are crimes driven by undocumented foreigners. Their stance, fiery and unyielding, has always placed them at odds with the Economic Freedom Fighters, a party that has consistently spoken against xenophobic-driven campaigns and positioned itself as defenders of African unity. By nightfall, the stage was set. The Alexandra police station, usually a place of order and security, suddenly became a battlefield of words, chants, and symbolic power plays. The EFF Gauteng chair, known for his bold and confrontational style, did not arrive quietly. Flanked by red berets, his presence electrified the scene. To his supporters, he was a leader standing firm against the rising tide of vigilantism. To Operation Dudula, his arrival was a challenge, almost a declaration that their dominance on the streets of Alexandra would not go unopposed. The night turned tense quickly as slogans and counter-slogans filled the air. Dudula members, carrying their trademark green and white regalia, raised their voices, demanding accountability from the state and an end to what they call the foreign takeover of jobs and communities. The EFF brigade countered with chants of solidarity, Pan-African unity, and fierce condemnation of what they described as scapegoating the poor instead of fighting the true enemies of inequality and corruption. The police, caught in the middle, suddenly found themselves refereeing a political heavyweight clash. Officers had to hold the line, barricading entrances and trying desperately to keep the rival groups apart as emotion soared. For Alexandra residents, some who had gathered just to watch, it was a night to remember, a theater of power where two powerful grassroots movements tested each other's resolve right outside the gates of state authority. The smell of tension was as thick as the night air, and every raised fist, every shouted word, seemed like it could ignite a confrontation. The EFF Gauteng chair's fiery address to his followers cut through the night. He accused Operation Dudula of dividing black people at a time when unity is needed the most. He reminded them that poverty, unemployment, and crime are the products of a failing government and a system designed to keep the masses down, not of a foreign neighbor trying to survive. His words were met with cheers from the Red Berets, who waved their flags and shouted revolutionary slogans that echoed across the streets of Alex. On the other side, Operation Dudula leaders responded with equal passion. They declared that they were not enemies of unity but defenders of communities ravaged by drugs, prostitution, and crime, problems they insist are worsened by undocumented immigrants. They painted themselves as the voice of ordinary South Africans abandoned by politicians, the last line of defense for families who feel unsafe in their own neighborhoods. Their chants of Dudula, Dudula, thundered like war drums, drowning out the EFF's attempts to claim the moral high ground. For hours, the standoff continued, the two sides locked in a battle not of fists but of ideology and presence. Each group tried to outsing, outshout, and outlast the other. It was as if Alexandra had been split down the middle, with the police station acting as the fault line. Every car that passed slowed down, every pedestrian stopped to watch, and social media lit up with live streams capturing the raw energy of the night. Hashtags began to trend, voices from across the country weighed in, and soon the whole nation was plugged into Alexandra's heated drama. The most dramatic moment came when both sides attempted to push closer to the gates. The police, forming human barricades, had to shove back against the advancing crowds. For a moment, it looked like chaos would erupt into violence, but somehow the line held. Officers shouted, whistles blew, and with shields raised they managed to keep the groups separated. Still, the message was clear: the battle lines have been drawn, and the ideological war between Operation Dudula and the EFF has reached a new level of open confrontation. By midnight, tensions had not cooled. Both sides remained defiant, refusing to back down or disperse. The EFF insisted they were standing their ground for unity and against scapegoating, while Dudula vowed they would not be silenced, that their movement would continue to spread across the country until undocumented foreigners were removed from communities. The atmosphere was electric, volatile, and symbolic of the deep fractures running through South African society. What happened at Alexandra police station was more than just a local dispute. It was a reflection of the struggle for the soul of South Africa, a fight over identity, belonging, and survival in a nation still haunted by poverty, inequality, and the scars of the past. The EFF and Operation Dudula represent two opposing visions of how to respond to these challenges. One preaches unity across borders, the other insists on protection of South Africans first. When those visions clashed in the dead of night outside a police station, it felt like a preview of the battles to come in the months ahead, especially as political tensions mount before the next elections. For now, the question remains: who won that night? Was it the EFF Gauteng chair, who proved he could match Operation Dudula on their turf and confront them head-on? Or was it Dudula, who showed that their presence on the ground is too strong to be ignored, their chants too loud to be drowned out? The truth is, the night ended without clear victory. What it delivered instead was a powerful reminder that the struggle for influence in South Africa's townships is far from over. Alexandra witnessed history being written in real time, and the echoes of that night will linger long after the chants have faded. So, what do you think? Was this a victory for the EFF or for Operation Dudula? Or was it a warning that South Africa is heading toward more dangerous confrontations in the near future? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video so more people can join the debate. This was a night Alexandra will never forget, and it might just be the beginning of a much bigger storm.